for that intro.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get rocking and rolling, you guys. I'm really stoked to be here today to bring you guys some incredible information, incredible strategy for your online presence. And we know that, especially after this 2-year pandemic, more and more of our buyers and sellers are going online to vet us out. They're more savvy than ever because they've been at home on the internet, and they've gotten really accustomed to using Google, and social media usage went sky high through the pandemic. Google usage went sky high through the pandemic. People are, again, of all ages, all demographics, have gotten very comfortable with vetting products and services and service providers out online, especially us. So what I'm going to share with you today is we're going to go through an online presence kind of review, and we're going to look at what do we want to show up when somebody searches for us online? How do we want to come across? Well, what kind of influence do we want to create when somebody searches for us on Google? So this isn't just social media, you guys, although I may cover that a little bit, but this is how do we optimize what shows up for us online so that when our past clients or our leads or our sphere or someone that's referred to us, they are incredibly impressed by what they see. They feel like we are, we're the top choice for them, that we have marketing savvy, that we're not just professional, but that we can create success for them, and do so in a simple way, that we're likable. So all those things come into play with our online presence. And then how can we be found by others that don't even know who we are, that are simply searching for, a Phoenix or a, Chandler real estate agent. Okay. So that we can get some additional kind of organic lead opportunities. So that's what we're going to cover today in today's session, you guys. So thank you again so much for joining. Thanks for having me. I actually live and reside here in Arizona. I have my broker's license in Arizona. I've had that since 2007. So have been in the real estate game for a while myself. I understand that at its core. And I've managed a 250 agent real estate brokerage. But right now I am, and for the last 10 years, I've been consulting with real estate teams, brokerages, and agents around the country. I've met with over 9,000 agents in the last almost 11 years. And so what I want to do today for you, though, is dive into, again, let's take a deep dive into this concept of online presence. So I'm going to go ahead and kickstart a presentation for you. So we're going to dive in and out of some slides. I'm going to jump live onto into my web browser, into Chrome, and go through some online presence for you there as well. That gentleman at the very bottom, that used to look like me. Then the pandemic hit and I stopped shaving, maybe like some of you others, which it just became a little more convenient to skip it. You guys, here's a little about me. I just mentioned kind of my background, Inman contributing author, Inman ambassador, and NAR certified instructor, one of just a handful in the country. I'm a psychology-driven digital marketer at my core. So was raised in the real estate space, but digital marketing and helping agents create differentiation, build your brand, lead generate. That's really what I specialize in. So I'd be comparable to maybe some of you have invested in coaching, which I highly recommend. Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Brian Buffini, that style coaching. That's kind of my style as well, although I've got a very strong technology marketing background within really the aspect of digital marketing. So all things online. Feel free I'd love to connect with you. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all over the place there. So you guys, let's dive in. And by the way, before we get started, if anybody has a question, comment, suggestion, recommendation, anything you want to contribute, you want to say something, you guys, by all means, this is an open forum. I would love your feedback. Simply unmute yourself, go ahead and ask, or type right into chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. So I don't want to be the only one doing all the talking today. Feel free to jump in. And then, by the way, if anybody wants me to take a look at their online presence in today's session, you guys go ahead and just say me into chat, and I'd be happy to do that if anybody wants to take a deep dive into that. So here's what's going on. 90% of our clients, prospects, referrals, and leads are searching for us on Google. So I'm part of a 12 person national technology and marketing team. And we do quite a few different studies, different surveys, and we found that upwards of 90% of these people that can influence our business are searching for us on Google. So what Google says about us really can make or break our success in this business, and can especially contribute to our success. I have a team that I work with. There was an individual agent who was looking to grow his business and actually build a team. He said, "Aaron, what's a good first step for doing that?" I said, "Well, let's take a look at your brand. Let's look at how you're coming across online." Right. And so we went in, took a look at his online presence. We optimized his online presence within 9 to 12 months of us optimizing his online presence, basically going through a similar process we're going to go through today. He saw a 43% increase in the amount of referral business he was generating and leads that he was converting. So if anybody is working leads in the lead generation space, you guys, you definitely want to make sure that your online presence is dialed in. Otherwise, you're throwing money out the window, because all those leads are doing is they're searching for you on Google after they see you reach out to them with an email, a text message, phone call, whatever it is. If you're calling lists, if you're doing any outbound marketing, you want to make sure that your online presence is totally dialed in and is attractive. Pro tip, is attractive to that audience that you're targeting, right? So that they see that you're the go-to for whatever their need is, whatever area they're at, whatever that case may be. Okay. So here's kind of the agenda for today. Our goal is to optimize how you show up online. We're going to do that through crafting how people react when they see you online, ensuring you don't miss out on another opportunity, and optimize your online presence to generate leads. Okay. Again, if anybody has any questions, any comments, feedback, whatever it might be, Aaron, you're going too fast, too slow. You guys, I apologize ahead of time. I get a little excited about this stuff. I know it's ridiculous. This stuff is a little boring for a lot of people to go through and check all your online profiles and optimize those and update all your headshots and make sure all your contact information is accurate. But it is one of the most important things you can do for your business, because that is how you are coming across online. I mean, that is an extension of your brand. And so we want to make sure that all that stuff is totally dialed in. So let's set the stage here, you guys. We live in a time where visibility trumps ability. Okay. Visibility trumps ability. The more visible we are online, and I would also say visibly consistent online, where we're consistent with headshot, background cover photo imagery, consistent with, with our title, our name, our bio. We're consistent with, our contact information. That is going to be absolutely critical now and moving forward. And visibility, the visibility of all that consistency, being found in all the right places with all the right profiles, saying the right thing, can oftentimes be a differentiator between you getting the business and not, between someone moving forward with you or moving forward with someone else, or just going in a different direction. Okay. And we talked about over 90% of potential people looking to reach out to you are searching for you on the internet. So let's dive into this. What is this? Online reputation is essentially our ability to shape public perception, right? It's the ability to shape public perception about us online. We get to decide how we come across, how we are perceived online. Like, that's pretty powerful. It's very powerful. It's really our ability to dress ourselves up online. And so we got to ask ourselves the question: how does the information that's coming across for us online speak to the ability, or our ability, to professionally and effectively guide someone through a transaction? And here's what I want to share with you guys, not to like nerd out on the perception pyramid, but has anyone seen this before, you guys? The perception pyramid. This is really pretty fascinating. The perception pyramid basically has 4 different layers. And the very, very bottom layer, foundational layer with the least amount of influence, is what we think. And as we move up the perception pyramid, we create more influence in our business. And influence is simply the ability to get somebody to work with us or not. The ability for someone to feel like we are the right fit for them. So what we think has little to no influence on someone's ability to want to work with us, their decision making to want to work with us, right? Unless we express that, and that would be the layer above that. What we say, right? What we say has more value, more influence than what we think. What we do has more value than that, and how we are perceived is really has the most influence on our ability to drive business for ourselves, that perception. And the CEO of Better Homes and Gardens said, the more people know us, perceived or actual, the more they'll trust us. The more they trust us, the greater likelihood that they'll work with us. Okay. So you guys, you've probably heard that cliche, that cliche line, don't be a secret agent, right? Now is more than ever, don't be that secret agent, right? If we kind of like hid behind, a brand, hid behind, whatever that is, haven't, gone all in online. Now is the time to do that, because that's where the competition is. The yard sign of the 21st century is our presence online, right? The news feed is the new billboard. Okay. So, and how transparent we are in what we're serving online, what we're sharing online is really the gateway to trust. So let's dive right into Google. And we actually had a volunteer. Paul Pastor. Sir, thank you very much for volunteering to be a guinea pig today. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dive right into Paul's online presence. He volunteered. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick search for him on Google. Let's see what Google says about Paul. Paul, thanks so much for volunteering. So here's what we do. I'm going to search for Paul Pastor, first name, last name. Okay. Here's what your past clients, here's what your sphere, here's what leads they're doing. They're searching for your first and last name. If they don't immediately identify you in the first three results, they're going to add the word realtor afterwards. If they don't immediately identify you in the first three results there, they're going to add the word Chandler or Gilbert or Mesa. Okay. They're going to add the city name in which you're going to potentially help them in to that search. Okay. But for Paul, fortunately enough, Paul has a unique name. It looks like he's capitalizing on that name, and he is showing up. It looks like these are all of his profiles here. If you've got more of a common name, like if his name was, Paul Smith, right? We'd probably be in trouble. Okay. Unless he's running a line of clothing wear, then he's good to go. So, all right, guys. So Paul Pastor, here's what we got, you guys. What's happening is almost 90% of the people that are searching for us online, they're not looking past the first 7 results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop open Paul's first 7 results. His very first result is his website. Great job, Paul. This is what you want. You definitely want your website to be first. And you guys, if you don't have a website, highly recommend you invest in a website. Here's the thing. If we take a step back, we look at the internet as the ocean. Your website is your fishing boat, right? These profiles are the fishing nets you're throwing out there, the content, the posts that you're posting to these profiles, the reviews that you're posting, the listings you're posting, again, the social media posts that you're posting. That's the bait. That's getting people into the net, which ultimately you pull them onto your fishing boat. Your fishing boat is your website. And the reason for that is it is your ecosystem. When somebody's on your website, they're not getting distracted with other agents. They're not getting distracted with other listings. They're not getting distracted with direct messages. It's you completely control their experience. You want a powerful website that resonates who you are and speaks to who you are. And here's the litmus test for your website, you guys. If you already have one, or if you're looking at getting a website, here's the test. If I can pull your name and your logo from your website, and I can put another agent's name and logo on that website, then it's not an effective website. Okay? Then it's not an effective website. So for Paul, I hope you're open to some feedback, sir. We're all here to improve together. I could put Randus's name right here, and I could put his brokerage right here, Paul, and I think it would work. Why would that work? And I can change out this phone number and make that work. Why? Because there's no visual here that's unique to you. Okay. There's nothing personalized here that I've seen yet that's personalized to you. This stuff is not personalized to you either. Okay. There's Paul, very handsome gentleman there. But if I pull Paul's headshot from here, plug in Randus's information, would this work? I think so. You guys, here's what you want to do. You want to completely personalize the website experience. So when someone lands on here, they feel like they're part of your story. They feel like they are getting to know your personality. The way you do that is through strong imagery. The way you do that is through sharing of telling a story through the verbiage. Okay. Having a tagline, right? Paul's tagline, proven performance since 1977. And again, Paul, I hate to say it, but Randus, let's say Randus has been licensed since 07. He could easily change this to proven performance since 2007. By the way, man, you've been in the business a minute. Wow, 45 years. Congratulations. You don't look like someone that's been in the biz for 45 years, my friend. Congratulations. Nice work. Okay, so let's jump on to the next result. Okay. So I'm going to pop these open in a new tab. Again, we're just going to look at your first 7 because that's all consumers look at, buyers and sellers. So second result, Realtor.com profile. Third result, LinkedIn profile. Fourth result, your Facebook business page. It looks like we've got a PGA Tour result. Congrats if you were on the tour at one point. Homes.com profile. Rate My Agent profile. That's where we're going to stop. Okay. Before I look at those results, here's what else we want to look at. You'll notice there's some imagery that's showing up over here. And Paul, if you want to interject anything, by all means.
Okay,
Unmute.
that's a picture of our office, obviously.
Okay. Yep. So here's what we have here. Who knows what this profile is over on the right-hand side? This is a Google business profile. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this profile here today because actually I am scheduled to lead a Google business profile training in, I believe it's June, right, Lisa? Yeah, I think it's June. You guys make sure you attend that. We're going to spend an hour on just this profile. Here's why. This profile is your most important online profile. This is your first impression profile. In fact, Google is allocating millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars to building up the base around these Google business profiles. They want to turn this into, they want to basically wipe Yelp out, wipe Facebook business out, turn this into your go-to for all things business. Because when you create a Google business profile, not only does this profile show up at the top of the search results on Google when someone searches for you, it also shows up on Google Maps. So now Paul has a profile, not just in Google search, but also in Google Maps. Here's that profile that's showing up here as well. Very, very powerful. You guys, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on this and then again, attend that session in June to ensure that you get that profile created for yourself. Here's what you do. Just in short, you can even fast track that June session, get it set up, and then by June, you'll be dialed in and we can optimize your profile then. What you'll do is you'll go to business.google.com. You're going to see a screen that looks like this. So business.google.com, you'll see a screen that looks like this, or you can search Google for business profile. You'll click on sign in. Okay, you'll sign into your Google or Gmail account. Right? You're then going to see a screen that looks like this. Find and manage your business. You're going to type your name in. Okay. Again, I see Randus here. Thanks for also volunteering without necessarily volunteering. I'm going to type your name in. I don't see a Google business profile for you. My guess is you may not have one. What you'll do is simply click on create a business with this name. Okay. If you see your name pop up, so if I type in Paul Pastor, for example, well, if you see something show up that has a location attached to it, that means you already have a Google business profile. You guys, you may already have one and not even realize it. And if you already have one, and you already have access to it, then you don't even need to go through this process. What's going to happen is when you go to business.google.com, you sign in, you may see a screen that looks just like this. This is your Google Business dashboard. Okay. So once you're in here, this is your dashboard where you go to manage everything within the dashboard. Here's what I would say, you guys. Again, not going to spend a ton of time on this, but for Paul, he doesn't have any strong imagery showing up here. In fact, any Remax Infinity Realty real estate agent could plug their name in here and this profile would work. Therefore, this is not an effective profile for Paul yet. Okay. How do we make this effective? We add in imagery. Let me show you an image, or let me show you an example of an agent that's doing this well. Here's an agent in Scottsdale named John. We do a search for him. Here's his profile. He has a strong image of himself here. Okay. What's the first thing you see when you look at this screen? You see this picture of John, right? Big old smiley face over there, right? Comes across really well, likable, comes across as somebody that seems fairly competent, especially because he's got 208 Google reviews over here, right? He understands the importance of this profile. Now, if anyone knows John, they also know that John lives in Newport Beach and goes sailing quite a bit because he's built a team and he doesn't have to handle the day-to-day of his business. One of the reasons for that is he has a very strong online presence. What has he done? He's created the right profiles, and then he's constantly feeding those profiles with up-to-date information and generating reviews to those profiles. Let's jump back over here. Okay, so again, all Paul needs to do is add a photo in, add his logo in. What's going to happen is this Google Street View, which is what this is, this will move to the right-hand side above the Google map. And then his photo will be the first thing people see here. Additionally, Paul, kudos for getting that one review. Here's what I would say, you guys. This is going to be your top review location online. Okay. So this is going to be the profile, the platform that you're going to want to feed all your reviews to. Over 70% of people would provide you with a review if we simply asked, but less than 15% of us are actually asking people for reviews. You think John hesitates to ask people for reviews? Heck no. He knows that his business depends on it. And you guys, I will say this too. My wife, a number of years ago, bought a vehicle from it was Luke. It was like Luke Chevrolet, I think it was. And it's on like Camelback and 19th Ave. And if you look up an auto dealership, and again, I'm not comparing us to car salespeople, but if you understand, they understand the livelihood of their business's reviews is that social proof. If you look up Luke Chevrolet, actually Bill Luke, yeah, it was Bill Luke. They've got, if we just plug that in, Bill Luke, they've got 8,900 Google reviews. Okay, 8,900 Google reviews. It's one of the largest dealerships in the Southwest. Okay. I didn't think the experience was very good. They grabbed my wife's phone, literally the service advisor, as we were purchasing the vehicle. After we purchased the vehicle, he was showing us some features in the home, said, "Hey, do you mind giving us a review on Facebook?" It was actually Facebook at the time. She said, "Sure." He said, "Hey, do you mind if I just, I'll pull up Facebook real quick and take you to the right spot?" She's like, "Okay." Grabs a phone out of her hand, goes to Facebook, really aggressive with it, jumps onto Facebook, gives himself a 5-star, or the dealership a 5-star on Facebook, hands it back to her. And I just thought, wow. I mean, I would not proceed that way. I wouldn't be that aggressive with it. But at the same time, it's putting food in their, on their table. And so, hey, that's not who we are. But at the same time, you guys, if we asked over 70% of our people, not just past clients, but people that know us in any professional capacity, whether it's a friend, a colleague, an affiliate, would be happy to write a review for you. Okay. You guys, so let's jump back over to Paul. Paul, here we are. So we're going to move from the Google business profile. Let's go ahead and look at some of your results here. So we saw your website. Let's go ahead and look at your second result, and that's your Realtor.com profile. So you may not have been aware that a couple of things. Number one is this is your second result. So almost everybody that's searching for you, Paul, they're pulling up this profile. Here's the other thing. Consumers, buyers and sellers, they know us as being realtors. They look at this website, this profile, as being the home, the hub for realtors, realtor.com. So this is a make or break profile for us, and we don't even realize it because we don't really pay much attention to it. This profile is auto-generated. Oftentimes, we don't even have a headshot here. We don't have a bio here because we go, nobody looks at that. There's no value to it. Guess what? There's a ton of value to your realtor.com profile. Oftentimes, it's one of your top 3 results on Google. Here's what we want to do here. See this background image? We want to update this. We want to update this with an image that showcases our personality or tells a story about our business. Ideally, it would be an image that looks something like, I'll give you an example, you guys. If we popped open Adobe stock photo, okay, and I did a search for, realtor with clients. Realtor with clients. This is the kind of visual that is storytelling. This is a kind of visual where somebody sees this at the top of one of our profiles, whether it's Facebook or realtor.com or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, or our website. These tell a story. Like, for example, check this shot out here, right? A shot of an agent in action, assisting her clients, looking professional, looking dialed in, looking like an advisor, like a guide, like an authority, right? Right? Holding herself with confidence. This is the kind of visual, this is the kind of imagery that we want to convey to people that are searching for us online, that are pulling up our profiles, that are in our listing presentation, that we have on social media. Okay. Now, I'm not saying we use stock photo, but how difficult would it be to set up, to stage this shot? And you guys, here's the thing too. All these phones that we have now, they all have portrait mode. If we got 2 of our friends to act like they were a couple or whatever the scenario looks like, and then you got one other person to just take a new iPhone or Android phone, snap that shot, put us in focus, clients are blurred out, you'd have a phenomenal image that tells a story. It's kind of a behind the scenes shot of your business. Another great shot, right? Agent over here, right? Congratulating, it looks like, some clients. What a phenomenal shot. What a great image. Here's another good one. I mean, all of these are fantastic. Look at this one, right? Here's the agent over here, right? Pointing some things out on an iPad and some documents. Looks like potentially a couple giving each other a big embrace, right? What a powerful emotion evoking visual, right? How many of us have something like this at the top of our profiles, right? Here's the thing. Now you know what to do. Take the time and set up the shot. How about this one? Right? How about this one? This is a great one. Right? Back of the client's faces or heads. There you are right in the middle. Okay? Again, I can't stress enough about the importance of telling a story, of evoking emotion when somebody lands on your profile. Imagine if I landed on Paul's profile and it was a shot of him with clients, right? Telling a story of what it might be like to work with Paul. You guys, here's what happens when you have an image up that tells a story, or you tell something. Think about last time you told someone a story. What happens when you tell someone a story? There's a cortisol, oxytocin release in their head. There's neurological happenings within their brain that automatically create euphoria, create excitement, and also embed that person right into your story. Have you ever been telling somebody something, telling them a story about an experience that you had, and all of a sudden it looks like they are like seeing through you? They kind of like daze off, and you go, oh man, I've lost them. You know what? They've embedded themselves into your story. Now they're actually living your story through their own lives as you're telling them that story. That's what we want to happen with this visual here, you guys. We have a huge opportunity here. Okay. I think I've stressed that enough. Go out, get some shots taken. We've got the equipment. We've got the friends. Let's get her done. Don't worry about the setting. Don't worry about the background. Be in a kitchen, a living room, front of a house, doesn't matter. Okay, so Paul knows he's going to go and update his background photo here on Realtor.com. By the way, you guys, you want to take that background photo to the next level, drop your tagline across that as a big header. So not only do you have a strong visual of you behind the scenes, then you have your tagline there, right? Proven performance since 1977. Okay. Integrity, results, whatever your tagline is. You guys, by the way, tagline isn't cheesy. For those who are like, Aaron, what tagline? What do you mean? Well, I'm not Nike, just do it. Yeah, you are. You are a brand, you guys. And your tagline is a summation of the services you provide. It could be 2 words. It could be 7 words. But it can't be longer than that. Something super short. But give people a summary of what you do, how you bring success to their worlds. Okay. So Paul, is this the most recent up-to-date headshot for you? A couple things I would say is make sure you have a recent up-to-date headshot, and this may be the case. Although, for some of us that have been in the business a long time, it's funny. Sometimes decades, right? Slip by like years. So, and so here's what I would say. If this is a 10-year-old shot, we need a recent shot. The other thing too is the formatting of this, you guys, is off. And homeowners especially associate the visuals with good visuals, like a good headshot, a good background with a good visual for you marketing their home, right? Good photos for their home. So we want to ensure that we've got a high resolution recent headshot for ourselves, that we've also invested time into a thoughtful storytelling bio, you guys. Okay. And Paul's been in the business for, well, again, my math's fuzzy, 35 years.
45.
I'm sorry, 45 years, Paul. Paul, how are you still with us, sir? Congratulations.
Alcohol and CBD.
Do you know what? God bless you. You know what? Here's the thing. I appreciate your honesty. You know what? You have accomplished. You have so much more of a story than what this is saying. I mean, am I right? If I talk to you, I bet I could. I mean, I interviewed 60 business leaders for a podcast a couple of years ago, and man, I'm telling you, the stories were unbelievable. And when I go online and look at their bios, because I would do that ahead of time for all these guests, right, on the podcast, I'd ask them for, I'd get their bio, I'd go to LinkedIn or wherever their bio was. And I'll tell you what, the story they would tell me, it just blew the bio away. And I said, why don't you have that story instead of this just bio that doesn't do you any service? It just sells you so short. Paul, I guarantee you've got some incredible things to share here. Here's the thing, you guys. I have actually created a bio builder. Bios are so important because storytelling is so important. I mean, the best salespeople are the best storytellers. The best, marketing is storytelling. Okay. So I've actually created a 5-question bio questionnaire. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually post it right to chat right now. Okay. I'm going to post it right to chat. If you guys answer these 5 questions, okay, I'm going to pop it open too. Okay, this is a link I just posted right into chat. Okay, there's 5 questions here. First question is, we want to kick it off with a headline. Like, why should someone read this? Okay, here's some headline examples for you. And then why should someone choose me? Right? What have you done in your career that would cause someone to want to choose you? How are you different? Do you have a program? Do you have a service offering? Have you created success? Do you specialize? What are others saying about you? Step 3. Okay. Not just, Aaron's responsive, like specifically, how was I responsive? Right. What are 2 to 3 things that are unique about you outside of business, you guys? Like, allow someone to get to know you. Get descriptive. Tell a little bit of a story about it. Not just like, I love going to Disneyland. It's like, what do you love about Disney? How does it make you feel? How frequently do you go? What are your favorite rides? How do you feel on that ride? What's your favorite thing to eat there? Where do you stay? You know what I mean? Like, let people get to know you. Provide that transparency. Again, transparency is the gateway to trust. And then you want to close strong. Okay. Strong closing. If you can put this into a story format, you're going to find even more success with it. And when I say story format, I just mean one paragraph leads to the next. It doesn't have to be super crazy or long. It could be 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Okay. So awesome. All right. We're going to jump into actually one other thing that I want to point out and this goes for all of our profiles, our contact information. Is it up to date and accurate? Do all of these links work? Because guess what? People are clicking on these links. So if I click on this website link, is that taking me to Paul's website? Is it loading up quickly? What about this one? Okay. Does this link work? Dead links could make us dead in the water. By the way, this is looking like a dead link to me, Paul. This Infinity and Associates real estate website, ArizonaInfinity.com. This is no longer a real estate website. This looks like some sort of landing page. So you may want to check in on that. This domain name may have expired. Somebody else may have acquired it and is now advertising on it. So again, stuff like that, you guys, just small things like that, again, time goes by quickly. Maybe we haven't spent the time to even set this up correctly in the first place, or, we're in such a rush, we don't check back on it. So here we are checking back on it. We're doing all those things that we don't get to do in our normal world because we're usually working in our business and not on it. You guys take some time, an hour a week, time block an hour to work on your business, to search for yourself in Google, to go through your profiles, to respond to all of your reviews. In fact, if I go back here and look at Paul's review, right? What a phenomenal review that someone gave you, Paul, 4 years ago. Jennifer did. I cannot say enough wonderful things about Paul. We have the opportunity to respond to every single review that we receive, whether it's on Google or Facebook or Yelp, right? Or Zillow, Realtor.com. Respond, whether they're good or bad, respond to every single one. This is providing insight into a conversation. People are almost like a voyeur. They're getting to see what Jennifer thinks about you, Paul, and then they get to see you respond and say, Jennifer, thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it. It was awesome working with you as well. Man, yeah, we had some difficult buyers, but we pushed through. What a fun time. You know what? Thanks so much for your trust. And I look forward to assisting you with any of your real estate needs in the future. What if you responded with that? Now that would have been 4 years of people seeing this one review and also seeing your response to it. Let's pop forward. You can generate reviews right to your Realtor.com profile as well, form of ratings and reviews. Okay, this is going to be one of your top 4 review destinations. Number 1, Google Business Profile. Number 2, Yelp. Number 3 would be Facebook. Number 4, Realtor.com. Notice how I left Zillow off. I left Zillow off because Zillow is a competitor. Zillow is a lead generation platform. If I land on your Zillow profile as a consumer, as a potential buyer, I may look at your profile on Zillow. Next thing I know, I'm clicking on properties. I've lost you. I'm now becoming a lead to another agent. We don't want to send people to Zillow. And Zillow is also a full-blown real estate brokerage, right? So it's kind of bizarre that a real estate brokerage has profiles for competing agents. It's kind of bizarre. Now, if you're a Zillow Premier agent, you're part of the Zillow Flex program, then you're going to need that Zillow profile. Otherwise, I wouldn't give that profile any more attention. I'd make sure it's accurate and up to date, but nobody's going to Zillow to find a real estate agent. They're going to Zillow to find properties. Let's go to your next result, Paul. So your LinkedIn profile is, if I go back to your search, let's look here. 1, 2, it's your 3rd result, Paul. Your 3rd result's LinkedIn. Hey, by the way, everybody, you guys all still with me? Is this valuable? You guys picking up a few things. Hopefully you are. You guys, what do we think about, what am I going to say about Paul's LinkedIn profile? Right, Paul,
Yeah,
where are you at, sir?
I'm listening.
No, but I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, where are you at?
No
You know, on
photo.
LinkedIn. Yeah, we need your photo, sir. I want a visual. Look at this. This is just that template background. Give me something that tells a story here. Like, show me that you are a marketing expert, because that's what our clients think we are, right? If we're about to market their home, they expect for us to know how to market ourselves.
Hey, Aaron, would it be okay if I ask you a question?
You bet, please.
Okay, so with today's time, things change so fast and so rapidly.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost feel like, if you spend so much time, I know you said put about an hour dedicating to it. It just seemed like it's changing so often. I mean, do you have any other recommendation? Because some of us is not as technical and as savvy as some people may be.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as time and just updating these profiles, you guys, here's the thing. Only you can update these profiles. Like, we can't hire someone else to tell our story. So, and as far as savvy, it's a good point. Here's what I would say. We only need to be as savvy enough as to be able to log into to first of all, do this search. So go to Google, type in your first and last name, pull open the results in new tabs. I do that by holding Control and click on a Windows computer. If you're on a Mac, you hold Command click. It'll open these tabs in new windows. And then what you want to do is just look, am I telling a story with my visual? Is my headshot up to date? Is my name correct? Is my contact information correct? Do I have a strong bio here? If you're like, well, I don't know how to log into my Realtor.com profile. And again, all honest, valid questions and concerns. Here's what I would say. Realtor.com, by the way, a little trick here. If you actually find your profile, scroll down, tiny little link, you guys. Are you Paul Pastor? Edit profile. Okay, so some of these profiles will hide the login or the edit profile option. Okay, but you should be able to go through this process, logging into your profile and updating it. And Kenneth, I have a feeling you can do that with this. Now, I think the tech savvy kind of comes in with maybe the strategy around the website. Okay, that's a little more of an advanced thing for sure. LinkedIn, we all have LinkedIn profile, or if we don't, we should. And again, that's just a matter of logging into that profile. Once you're logged in, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. Here's my profile. You'll see a little pencil icon over the background. I can click that. I can click change photo, upload a new one. Here's my headshot. I can click that. I can click view or edit profile photo. I can upload that and get that updated. Okay. And again, I think it's getting in here and being okay with not being perfect, knowing that you may make some mistakes, but just trying to fill these profiles out in their entirety, right? Even Realtor.com asks credentials, specialties, experience, areas served, right? If I came here, I'd go, oh, Paul, he must only work in Chandler. Huh. Well, I was thinking about buying a house in Phoenix. He may not be a good option for me. It's sometimes the small things that make a big difference. Okay. So Kenneth, very valid question, sir. I would say do your best. And I'm going to provide a couple resources that can kind of help you stay on top of it as well. So that you're constantly in the know when things change, especially with regards to your online presence. Okay. So hopefully that helped answer your question. And here's the other thing too, guys. You can reach out to me. I'll make myself available for you. And I'll provide a link at the end if you want to, reach out to me. And there's no cost to it. And we'll chat for 20 minutes over Zoom, and I can get you dialed in with this stuff on an individual basis if that's something you're interested in. Okay. Okay, you guys, let's keep moving forward. So here's LinkedIn. And again, I think Paul knows what he needs to do here. Headshot, background photo. Okay. Bio, right? No, I don't see a bio here. That would be the summary section. You guys, you have the opportunity to make this a really sexy profile, your LinkedIn. And Paul, this is your third profile, right? This is your third result on Google. This is a third thing that shows up. And by the way, this is the most prominent business directory online, LinkedIn, owned by Microsoft, purchased for $25 billion a few years ago, right? There's almost a billion professionals on this platform. And I know you might think, oh, Aaron, that platform's dead. I never check my LinkedIn. No one ever sends me anything good. I just get spammed all the time with messages. Yeah, that's true, right? The average LinkedIn user checks LinkedIn 15 minutes a month, goes on LinkedIn once a month, right? But think about the opportunity that exists there. It's a platform of people that probably can afford a home, right? Why not? And it's going to be one of your top search results on Google. Why not fill this out in its entirety? Okay. And again, let me just show you mine. I mean, there's some other fun stuff you can do. Check out my profile photo. You can actually put an about you video behind that, right? See, view profile video and put a profile video. You can add neat things. That's by the way, pro tip, that's called turning creator mode on. And if you just search in Google for LinkedIn creator mode, it'll walk you through that. You can feature images, right? I feature my promo card, my training sessions I offer. You can feature properties. You could feature services that you provide. You could feature the process that you take clients through. You could feature reviews and testimonials, right? Here's my activity. Here's my summary section, right? Here's my bio. Very keyword rich bio. My LinkedIn profile gets a lot of action because it's filled with content that people are searching for on Google and elsewhere. Okay. And then I've gone into my experience and I detail out what I do in each role, what I've accomplished in each position. And I've included my education, licenses, certificates, volunteer work, skills, right? Projects, organizations I'm involved with, right? So that's me going, you know what? I want to invest in myself. This stuff's not fun, but I'm just going to click every option in my profile. I'm going to plug something in for it. Okay. Now, if we go back to Paul's, again, Paul has the opportunity to make this a much more robust profile, right? Experience. There's no date range here. I don't even know how long Paul's been in real estate. A month? 45 years? Right? Education. Okay. So we're going to keep moving on, you guys. This looks like it is a Facebook, the mobile version of Paul's Facebook business page. Let me see if I can pull up the actual business page here. Okay. So Paul has so here's an image. This is Paul's first background or cover photo for one of his profiles. I like it. It's a good shot. And oftentimes this is what I see: beautiful landscapes, beautiful shots of homes, communities, whatever that looks like, right? But did these tell a story? Do these tell a story of what it might be like to work with Paul, right? That's what we want. We want people to insert themselves in their story and via a strong image immediately. Next thing they know, they go, yeah, Paul's the right fit for us. Why? Because they saw themselves in that story. Here's what I would say too with the profile photo. I like this. This is a good, kind of a good little graphic here. But I notice it's cutting Paul off, right? It's not cropping him correctly. What I would do is I would optimize this, kind of recenter it. You can play around with that a little bit to make sure that, Paul, you're right in the middle. And better yet, Paul, when you get that photo taken where it's you and some clients or some actors, acting as clients, you're going to put that up here. You will be visible up here. Then you can just plug in a logo or something else down here for the profile photo. Okay. So we're not going to dive into social today, you guys, because again, this goes well beyond and above social media. Again, this is his online presence. And you'll notice Facebook didn't even show up until the fourth or fifth result on Google. Let's look at, I think this is your sixth result, Paul. This is your homes.com profile. A lot of us don't realize we even have this profile. This is another auto-generated profile through a company called homes.com. So again, up-to-date headshot, contact information correct, bio in here, everything's looking good. Rate my agent. Looks like you have a profile here. Here's the thing, you guys. I wouldn't send people to rate my agent. Not a lot of credibility with consumers. They don't know if this is a gamed platform. They don't know if these are reviews that we control where we can remove all the bad ones, keep the good ones. I wouldn't invest and rate my agent. Again, just give you a heads up on that, my 2 cents. Okay, you guys, any questions on this? Any questions on what we just went through? Okay, so here's what we know. Let me give you a quick summary. What we know is 90% of people are searching for us on Google. Take Paul, for example. They decide whether they're going to move forward with us or not based on what they see or don't see in the search results. And in fact, what we found is that almost 25% of people decide to move forward with us just based on what they see in that first page of search results. That doubles based on a negative or a positive. So again, we're potentially losing 50% of our business if there are two what may be seen as negative results in that Google search result list. And I would say that Paul's LinkedIn, negative result. I would say his Realtor.com, if I'm viewing his results from a positive perspective or neutral standpoint, I would say potentially negative result because the imagery is not there, old headshot that's not cropped correctly, no bio. I would say that's not positively reflecting on your ability to create success for somebody. Therefore, it's probably more like a negative result. Okay. So again, be aware of what shows up for you online. This was an instance where this was an agent, Southeast Valley, named Sam. His third result was this. What's mylife.com? Right? We had to dive into it. I ended up finding a lot about mylife.com, but what was showing up was that he had a 2-star rating. And when you land on that, there's his headshot in black and white with a line through it that says poor, right? Immediate visual is, ouch. How much business has Sam lost because of this result? What did we do to help Sam out with this result? We simply improved his other profiles, therefore pushing this result out of the top 7 results. Okay, that's really the name of the game. And then, by the way, this is such a scammy website. It's just unfortunate. You guys, your online reputation is everything. And it's everything that you're doing online, not just on social media, but on all these profiles. It's how you're coming across, what you're saying, right? Your use of strong imagery, telling a story. Okay. Okay, here's what I want to do, you guys. I'm going to kind of shoot through this. We've got just a few minutes left. We talked about brand inconsistency, updating everything to match, right? That is absolutely crucial. Headshots should all match on all your professional profiles. What's not a professional profile? Potentially your Instagram, potentially your Facebook personal profile. Keep those personal. Do a shot of you not in a work capacity in your personal Facebook. Don't put anything work related as your cover photo on your personal Facebook profile. Keep that, allow people when they land on that to feel like they're getting to know, Melissa, the person, who Melissa is, like after hours, like how fun she is, how much she cares about friends and family and like what she likes to do. She likes to go like horseback riding and scuba diving. I don't know. Right. Okay. All right, you guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to show you a couple resources and we're going to kind of end there. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple resources. Let's end there. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my browser one more time. You guys, Kenneth mentioned, well, how do I stay on top of a lot of this? Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let's go to a service called Google Alerts, you guys. Google Alerts. Okay. Google.com/alerts. Did you know that you can save a search on Google and have Google notify you whenever it gets new results? Just like a save search on the MLS. Who would we do that for? You think I might do that for myself? You do that for yourself. You can create as many of these as you want. What other type of alerts might you create? Okay. I'm going to go, let's just say Kenneth Johnson, right? So we create a search. We type in a search phrase. We'll start off with our first and last names. What you want to do, you guys, is you want to put quotes around it so it finds an exact match. Otherwise, it may return results that have the word Kenneth or the word Johnson in any, but no particular order. And we don't want that. So what's going to happen is when you create this alert, you guys, look, if I click show options, Google will actually send me an email to this email address as it happens, at most once a day, at most once a week, right? News, blogs, web, video, social media, anything that Google finds out about, whether it's an image or a video or a profile or a new review, it will email me those results in an email so that I can take action on those right away. You guys, how powerful is this, right? This is one of the best kept secrets that Google has. Again, this is called Google Alerts. You guys, highly, highly recommend you dive into this. Create as many alerts as you want. I would say your first and last name, your brokerage name, your family members' names, competitors' names, your clients' businesses, your communities that you specialize in. You will be the first to know. Melissa asks, what about a name that's generic like mine? Yeah, Melissa, for you, Melissa Schwartz. And then I would do one. So I would do something like this. I would say Melissa Schwartz. Okay. And then I would say realtor, but I would put you in quotes, right? I would also do real estate. And these will all be separate alerts. And then I would also do, let's say you work in Glendale. Then I put the word Glendale there. Or you could just say Arizona to just get the Melissa Schwartz's in Arizona. Yeah. So great question. Yep. Great question there. You guys, a couple other things before we conclude for today. I know we have 1 minute left. One other good resource for you guys. This performs a nice brand audit for you. It's called Brand Yourself, brandyourself.com. Okay. Another good resource for you, brandyourself.com, you guys. Okay. You guys, here's what I would say. Get in, take the time, go through your online presence. You guys dive into that. It's worth it. Thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully everybody picked up a couple nuggets of value today that you can take with you into your business and improve your business, create growth for yourself, you guys. That's my wish. That's my hope for you. I appreciate your time today. And hopefully I see everybody again in June. And you guys, tell a colleague, tell an associate, tell another realtor. If you guys found value in this session today, tell them to join in June. Thank you to our sponsors. And Lisa, thanks for bringing me in, inviting me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Robert.
No, I was just saying thank you. Good class. It was great.
Thanks so much. All right, you guys. By the way, if you want to connect with me, just go to getwithaaron.com. Just go to getwithaaron.com. You guys, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Aaron. Great class. Bye, everyone.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys.